What is up? It's Kamogio, and welcome back. Welcome back to the Legendary Decks 2 video. Yee! This thing is awesome. In the last video, I kind of introduced myself and went over these cards, and we also went over the Joey deck. In this one, we're going over the Yugi deck. Once again, the deck boxes are bought by me. I purchased them from Amazon. I think the same place I bought this. So let's just dive straight into this one. I kind of ran a little short on time last time, so I'll try to get this one. Don't want to bore you guys too much. So you start and you open up and you get a token. You get the Yugi token. Put that over here. Now let's flip it over and we'll see what cards we get. So you get a Marshmallow. You flip it over and inflict, when you attack, you flip it over and inflict 1,000 damage. You get Obliterate, good for Exodia. I wouldn't recommend running that though. Buster Blader, good card if you're facing a Kaiba or Dragon deck. Pot of Duality, one of my favorite cards of all time. You look at the top 3 cards, add them to your hand, and shuffle the rest back into your deck. Magician's Valkyria, kind of is a support card for Dark Magician Girl. So yeah. Messenger of Peace, monsters with 1,500 or more attack cannot declare an attack. Dark Magic Attack, destroy all spell trap cards your opponent controls if you control a Dark Magician. Secret Village of the Spellcasters, cannot use spell cards if you don't control a spellcaster. Silent Magician level 8 can only be summoned by using the effect of Silent Magician level 4. You get this one, the Legendary Exodia Incarnate. Don't really use that card. Dark Magician, obviously. You get the first edition. You get Sangan. Pretty useful card. Got taken off the ban list recently, so I'm pretty happy about that. The left arm of Exodia. You get the Tricky. Nice card. Contract with the Exodia. You kind of use to summon Exodia Necros. They took out Monster Reborn since it got banned, and they put in Monster Reincarnation, which allows you to discard 1 card and then add 1 monster from your graveyard to your hand. It's pretty good, pretty balanced. Dark Factory of Mass Destruction. Add 2 normal monsters from your graveyard to your hand. Exodia Necros can only be summoned by using Contract with Exodia. Now here's a card I don't really use, Ties of the Brethren. I usually take this out of the deck. I don't really run that. The God cards, these 2 God cards, I don't really run in the deck either. Sadly, these 2 I don't really like to use because this one always ends up killing me off. I would only recommend running this if you are brave and need to get a OTK. I know a lot of people nowadays just go for that OTK, and it makes sense. So these 2 cards, Obelisk, the Tormentor, and the Winged Dragon of Ra, don't really run in this deck. 1,000 Knives, definitely run in the deck. Kind of destroy a monster if you control Dark Magician. Swords of Revealing Light, your opponent can't attack for 3 turns. Magic Cylinder, deflect all damage to your opponent when they attack. You just flip it over and inflict all the damage to them. Blockman, you contribute this card, so you summon it, tribute, and you can special summon, I think, 3? I believe so. So you leave it on the field for a couple turns, discard it, and summon tokens, so like block tokens. It's pretty cool. Blast Magician, pretty useful card. Place 1 spell counter on it, and then discard it, or discard all the counters, and it gains 7,000 or 700 per token. Or I keep saying token, I mean counter. Then you get Slifer the Sky Dragon. This card I do run in the deck, funnily enough, because it is actually good. It has the potential to be a really balanced card. You can either have it with like 3,000 attack or like 6,000 attack. However many cards you have in your hand, it's that attack. Then you get Mirror Force. This card is really good for like defensive plays. You can wipe out your opponent's entire squad. This card, okay, I've played like maybe eight matches with this deck, and this card, whenever I pull it, I already know I'm gonna get Exodia, unless they MST it or something. So this card, insane. You just flip it over, and monsters that are higher than the level 4 cannot attack. So it's pretty good. It allows you to get out your Exodia pieces. And speaking of Exodia, we have another piece here. Big Shield Guardian, really good defensive card. So what I would do is play Gravity Bind and set this card face down. They attack it, they inflict damage. They can't kill this guy with a lower monster, and they also have Gravity Bind to go through. So it kind of makes it all balance out. Left leg, or right leg, sorry. Backup Soldier, if you have five or more monsters in your graveyard, add 3 normal monsters with a 1,500 attack or less. I tend to use that card for like getting Exodia, so I would send them to the graveyard, or like use them if I have to set them. I'll use that card and get them back into my hand. So obviously we have the other Exodia piece. Then you got Magician's Circle. Don't really like to use this card unless I have Exodia. So here we have the full Exodia. Whoops, I knocked that over. Got these from Ultra Pro, obviously. Magician's Unite. If I control 2 or more attack position spellcaster type monsters, target one of them and its attack becomes 3,000. Pretty good card. Magical Dimension. If you control a spellcaster type monster, target one monster you control, tribute that target, then special summon one spellcaster type monster from your hand. Then you can destroy one monster on the field. Pretty good card. Magical Hats. Now this is an interesting card. In the show, it was a spell card. I'm pretty sure. But this card, it's too confusing for me. I barely ever play this card. I tend to just keep it in my hand. Gold Sarcophagus, a really valuable card when you get like the special Pharaoh thing version. Banish 1 card from your deck face up, and then you wait, I think 2 turns? Yeah, 2 turns, and then add that card to your hand. Easy for Exodia. Good for Exodia. Then you get Silent Magician level 4. Decent card. It's really just good for getting out level 8. And the level 8 I think has like 2,800. So this is a good card to get that card out. And the last card in the deck is the Tricky Spell 4. Don't really run this in the deck. Don't like to run it. Will probably never run it. Now what I would tend to do is I would actually recommend taking out these 4 cards and also the these 3, because I used to run these 3 in the deck. I tend to take these 6 cards out. I may even put Eternal Soul back in. I will actually. So take out Raw, Brethren, the 2 God cards, Tricky, and these 2. You take those out and it becomes really good. So you take those out, and then I replaced it with a I replaced those. I really just added 1 more card. I just put in a Polymerization. I put a Polymerization in the deck, and then I actually added to the token in the extra deck, I added Dark Paladin. It's good, like it's really good, but I just wouldn't recommend running it with like either of these cards. But anyway, this has been Kimogio. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all in the next Legendary Decks opening. Later.